Hi, it's Cheryl with Caribou Country Lifestyle. It's Sunday, June the 19th. Actually, no, it's June the 20th today. And I've been this week busy planting trying to get all of my plants in the garden. And I just wanted to take you along and show you what I have going on in the garden now. Okay, so we're starting on the opposite side than what I usually start on. So I'm at the other far end of my garden, and I just planted some alyssum. I have assorted violet color alyssum and a white alyssum. In behind, that's my radishes. They're ready to pretty much be picking. And these little toilet paper rolls that I have, that is my Brussels sprouts. And I have 2 Brussels sprout plants. I just planted my spaghetti squash. So those, I got 3 little spaghetti squashes going. And then here I have eggplant. I have bought 3 eggplants. Beside the eggplant are my calendula flowers, but I don't know if you can see, but this radish right here, that one is getting quite large. It's getting pretty close to be picking. And then these here are the French breakfast that I planted later. So they're quite a bit smaller. The one that I just showed you was the early scarlet tip radish. And then I have China rose radish. And behind the China rose radish is the sparkler tip radish on this other side. Okay, so now we'll move. There's dumpling. Over here I have a muslin mix lettuce, and then I had a romaine lettuce, but it hasn't really been doing very well. I'm gonna have to probably replant the seeds again. In front here is my kale. I have the Toscano dinosaur kale, and then I have the curly leaf kale. And I have planted calendula in here and some more alyssum. I have some zinnias on this side. Here I have my broccoli. They're almost getting big enough now that I can take the collars off, that I won't have to worry about the cutworms. Here I planted some of my plants of the butternut squash. I don't think this one's gonna make it. It's not looking very good. Maybe I'll throw some water on that after. And more alyssum. In the cozy coats, I have my peppers. These are all my hot peppers. In here, this first one was the Tabasco. And then, oh, actually, no, these are the jalapeno peppers. Then I have the habanero pepper. In this one, it's really hard to, oh, there we go. Habanero pepper, the cayenne pepper, that one actually looks really good. I'm liking the cozy coats. So this is the jalapeno pepper, and this one is actually the Tabasco pepper. And it needs to be a little bit bigger. In behind, I have the rainbow blend of tomato, and the same with that one. That's the rainbow blend. And then these two are the brandy wine. I have another one right there. And once these ones get up big enough, I'll be staking them up onto the panels. And then I just planted some giant cactus zinnias in the front here. More alyssum, some more calendula. I planted these established alyssum. I had planted green onions in this spot, but I think I only have like 4 green onions coming up. So I'm going to plop in some more onion sets over on that spot. Here I have my leeks. These are the ones that I purchased. And then on this side, more alyssum. I've planted some dill seeds here, and they're coming up. And then these are my carrots. These are just the scarlet nanties, and I put in also some solar yellow carrots in here. In behind, I put in some early dew melons, and I had only 1 watermelon. So we'll see how that does over the course of the time. And these, I have my 2 lettuces. I have the Tom Thumb lettuce, and then I also have the summertime crisp head lettuce. And they are doing quite well. And on this side, I have my rutabagas, and I have some weeds in there that need to be picked as well. And over here, I don't know if you can see it. I'm going to get out of the... Right here, this is okra. And I've never planted okra before, but I wanted to try it and see what that is going to be like. This is my Bright Lights Swiss chard. And here is my Chinese toi choy. And on the other side, I have my onion sets that I planted, which I plan on planting some more over in that other spot where my green onions. And in behind, I have the burpless cucumber, a patio cucumber, and then this was the only cucumber that I had started myself, the only seed on this fanfare cucumber. I'm not sure what's going on, why my seeds didn't take. They were brand new seeds. I guess that's just the way it goes. Okay, in here I have my peppers, and that is the Sweet Sunset. And again, the Sweet Sunset. In that one, it's doing quite well. And this one is a California Wonder and a Carnival Blend. So the California Wonder is on the left, and the Carnival Blend is over there on the right. The Carnival Blend seems to be doing quite a lot better than... And this is my Satsuma Hybrid. I have 2 Satsuma Hybrids in there. It's a blocky, more like a bell pepper. And then I have sunflowers in the back. It's the Music Box sunflower. More alyssum. These are my strike bush beans, are finally coming and emerging, but it looks like something has been getting at them. I'm not sure what's going on with those. In behind, I also planted some of the Ring of Fire sunflowers. And then these beans are the Dragon Tongue bush beans. And those seem to be doing well. They're coming along good. And then we have more sunflowers over here, and then I planted some seeds in the back of the evening star sunflowers, but my cats have been just in here constantly and digging up the dirt. So where I have these domes, I tried planting cucamelons and my cats just were relentless on digging up my plants and digging up in the dirt. So I ended up putting my pickling cucumbers over here, and I put these cloches, the plastic domes, on them to protect them from the cats. Now I do have finally a green, or that's my yellow zucchini, and I have one little one that's off to the side, so I'm gonna wait until it gets a little bit bigger and then I'm gonna just dig it up and put it where it should be. But I have 4 green zucchinis coming along. This is my papaya nasturtiums coming up. 1, 2, 3 papaya nasturtiums. Here I have my purple haze carrots, and they're coming up good. I got a couple of weeds in there I got to pick, and then these are some more solar yellow. In the back is my spinach. I can start picking my spinach. This one in the back, that is the Avon hybrid spinach, and in the front is the Bloomsdale spinach, which the Avon hybrid seems to be doing a lot better as far as I planted them at the same time. And then I have my snap peas. There, I have one here that's just tall enough. I'm trying to get these so that they'll climb onto there, but they're getting there. Once they get onto this support, then they'll just climb right up there. In the front, I have this one is I can't remember which one I have on this side, the early snowflake cauliflower. So I have 1, 2, 3 early snowflake, and then on this side is the cheddar cauliflower in the front of my peas. And all of my strawberries, they are producing fruit. They're just starting to. Some of them are still really green. There's one there, full of flowers. Lots of strawberries we're gonna have, so that's gonna be awesome. Is my beets. So this row here is my cylinder beets. In behind here is the golden, which one is it? The golden Detroit beet. And then the one in the back, that is just the regular beet, and it is the red ace. Just had to look at the tag. These are my pole beans, and they are the Blue Lake pole beans. They're coming along. I just planted celery. I bought these plants from a local greenhouse, and my poor hyacinth bean sure took a beating from the frost that we had, but it's got some green coming along and some little buds, more green coming on there. I just planted, these are my Scorpio cabbage, and I have the little collar on there to protect them. They're pretty small. So I have 2 Scorpio cabbage, and then I plunked in these cauliflowers in here, so I have the 2 cheddar and then a regular cauliflower here. And these are more of my zinnias. And then I have this tomato. That's the new girl. Oh, it was the new girl I thought I had over on that first bed. But these two are the new girl, and then I have two of the natural black cherry tomato in the front. I didn't have enough cozy coats for all my peppers. So in the front I have my poblano. So two poblano there, two poblano there. And then these ones, this one has a couple of little flowers growing on it. And that is my sweet heat. And then I have sweet heat on this side and sweet sunset on the left. So we had another little casualty. One of our new chicks that's a month old. We were babysitting my son's dog and I brought him out to go and check the eggs on the chickens, and we were going to check the water on the chicks. And now that some of them are flying around, they've kind of gotten around on the frame. Some of them are on the floor beside the frame. They just kind of fly around, do their own thing, and we're going to be moving them over, but we haven't moved them yet. And last week I took the Cole out with me, and he was standing outside of the chicken coop, and one of the black australorps was out and on the floor, and it took off between my legs out the door. And before I knew it, I mean, Cole was right there, seen something come running out, and he grabbed it. And I was like, Cole, no, drop it. And he dropped it, but it's probably broke his neck or something. So I was just, oh, you poor chicken. And of course the dog, he just doesn't know. I wasn't really mad at him. I just also wanted him to know that that wasn't, you know, good for him to be just grabbing something as soon as he sees something jump out. But yeah, those things happen. So another thing I'm gonna update you is with the pigs, or the piglets. Piglets are doing really good. The one that we've been treating with the wound, the wound is healing quite nicely, and so we're still giving her the penicillin and still flushing the wound out, but it's healing a lot better. So the other morning, after I was out of the shower and had gotten ready for work, and Jamie says, oh, do you think you'd be able to give me a hand with cutting the pig's teeth? And I'm like, in my head, I'm like, not really. But I was like, okay, I'll help. So my job, I just had to hold the pigs while he cut the pig's teeth. They're two sharp teeth, so they have two sharp teeth on the bottom, both sides, and two sharp teeth on the top, both sides. And we just clip them out. It was actually quite easy. It's almost like you're clipping your toenails. So we cut those teeth out, and then we take that one back and grab the next one. And he was like, oh, I should have made sure, I should have had the iron shots ready. So we weren't really very prepared for that. Each time that we could have been doing that while I was holding them at the same time, we could have gave them their shot, could have cut out their sharp teeth at the same time, but we just weren't that organized for that. So yeah, the pigs are doing really good. They've been out running around, rooting the ground up, just like the mama's doing. these are my blueberry plants. I still have those to plant. I have a sage to plant and my lobelia, snapdragons. And these ones here are the elderberry, and this one over here is the haskap. And I still have to plant those as well. So I'm going to take you inside. Oh, I did some planters. I got this planter done. So that has the verbena, alyssum, lobelia, the calibrachoa, and I have a snapdragon in the middle of it. And then I have another one. Same thing, the calibrachoa, the verbena, lobelia, alyssum, and a snapdragon in there. And then the same in that. I just took apart the planters and then replanted them. In this bucket, I planted my mint, and I also put in some marigolds and some nolana, which is just a short growing flower. Oh, look at that. My little bleeding heart. This bed, I need to weed this out. I have some hollyhocks I plan on putting in this bed. This bed, whole bed, needs to be weeded out. And I'm going to be putting in hollyhocks. And I have some petunias that I had started. In here, I planted my basil. That little one is my parsley, my cilantro, and then I have my chives. And I have some volunteer pansies. I'm out on my deck, and this is my citronella plant that I have, and I like to have that out on the deck just to help keep the mosquitoes at bay. In here I have the Viva Italia tomatoes. They're a bush variety, so I have those on the deck. This is a yellow pear that I have on the deck. It is not a bush variety, but I figure I can stake it to go up this corner panel. And then in this one of my hanging baskets, those are the tumbler variety. It's either the yellow or the red. So I've put those in the hanging baskets. I have two more in here. I did one yellow and one red in there. And then I have another Viva Italia over here. And another yellow pear. Another of the tumbler variety, and one more tumbler variety. And this plant here, I picked this up last year. It's a lemon lime, but the key lime one didn't make it over the winter, so it's just the lemon one that has come back. So that was too bad. And then I have my set up with my flowers. These ones have geraniums in them as well, and these geraniums are ones that I started from seed. All the rest of these plants, except for the geraniums, those were all purchased plants, not ones that I started. And I just wanted to show you that we bought an apple tree. So we planted it, we just bought it yesterday and we planted it. And that is a Honeycrisp apple for zone 3. And then there's our established apple tree there. So I'm happy about getting another apple tree in there. Later in the afternoon now, I have a confession to make that I'm not really good at doing a video when I'm busy working, like doing gardening. I know I've done a video when I'm planting my seedlings and I had everything organized and everything was set up so that I wasn't all over the place. I find that when I am doing gardening, I am going in probably 6 different directions because I get so easily distracted over other things. And I'm like, oh, I have to do this, and oh, I gotta do that, and oh yeah, and I am so distracted because I walk by something and oh yeah, that needs to be done. And so I did the front flower bed. I showed you how it needed to be weeded. So I spent the afternoon weeding the front flower bed and planting some of my plants. And it's just sometimes easier for me to do that and then show you after, because while I was doing it, it was, oh, I have these plants, and then, oh, I need to bring my Buddha out and put my Buddha in there, and now I need my birds that I want to put all the decorative stuff, so then I'm hauling all of that stuff, and now I'm thinking, oh, I should bring out my solar lights so I can put my solar lights in my planters that I have on my deck. And sometimes I feel like I'm pretty scatterbrained, but I mean, everything gets done, and I'm just going to show you how I cleaned up my front flower bed and planted the flowers that I wanted to put in there. So I'm just going to walk down here. It's still super bright. It's like later in the afternoon now. So here I've cleaned it all up. And in here I have a mix of hollyhocks I've put in here. I've put some balsam. It's a flower that I've put in, another flower that I've put in there. Some nolana, which is one that I started from seed. I also have some of my geraniums that I started from seed. The bleeding heart, I actually had that in last year. I have petunias, double purple petunias. They're pretty small plants, but I have those. I have some gazanias. I'm not even actually sure how to. There's my little Buddha. I've got my bird on the left there from the Buddha, my big chunk of driftwood. I have put in some stalks, giant stalks in here as well. I probably have at least 7 hollyhocks, 3 different varieties. I have the Niagara, and I also have a purple one, and then I just come over here because I know I put a label in one of these. It's the Halo Mix. I'm not sure, it's probably a variety of colors, but last year when I planted hollyhocks, they didn't come back this year, so I'm hoping that these ones will come back. So that's my flower bed now that I've weeded it all out. And next we'll just go through the front door because I'm going to show you. Oh, look, the windows from in the kitchen have been removed. Okay, Jamie's putting in the subfloor. He took the tiles out and we're putting in the subfloor. So we have to put a subfloor over the existing plywood floor because with the tile, there's too much of a transition. So we put the subfloor in, and then we're putting the vinyl plank flooring in the living room, dining room, and kitchen. So that is why we have that put in. This hole in the floor, that is actually our cold air return vent, and our central vac, one of the hookups was in this where the wall was. So I'm not sure what is going to be happening as far as that goes. So he has just that piece in the corner he has to put some subfloor in. The windows are out. And then what else? Oh yes. So outside, he has taken the siding off. I'm going to go on this side. So we took the siding off because when we finished dealing with the closing in the one window and then enlarging the hole for the other window that's coming in, then we're going to see if we can try and find some siding, because we're going to need extra siding to fill in that gap of where the window once was. So he's taken it down and put all of it propped up against the house over there. So that's about all we have going on for this weekend. We'll be doing lots more renovations. We actually had our contractor come yesterday, and he was dealing with electrical stuff and gave Jamie a list of things to do. I think he's back on Monday. Today is Sunday, so he should be back tomorrow. And Jamie's back on day shift, so that means that I will be doing all the chores in the morning with the chickens and the pigs, and doing all the watering because it's supposed to be nice all week long. It got up to 30 degrees Celsius today, so that is definitely quite warm. So 30 degrees Celsius is 95 Fahrenheit. I had a hummingbird flying right up at my head. I made some, there he is in the background. I made some hummingbird food not too long ago. Filled up my hummingbird feeder. And then I was going to try and zoom in while he was eating. And then, no, he's not going to let me. My son accidentally spilt the remainder of the hummingbird food, so I put it in a container and I store it in the fridge until it's time to refill my hummingbird food, to refill the feeder. So he texted me and he apologized how he had spilt the hummingbird food, and I'm like, oh my gosh, that must have been a sticky mess. So, but he cleaned up most of it. I see inside the fridge there's all these droplets of sticky water that has hardened, so he's gonna have to clean that up too. I'll just have to show him that he missed a few spots. He's really good about cleaning it up anyways, so it'll be fine. So that's it for this weekend, and I didn't mow any lawns this weekend because the lawns really haven't grown, thank goodness. And I have 4 days left of work this week, and then I'm off for the whole summer, so I'm looking forward to that. I'll have a lot more time, probably I'll have a lot more videos going on, so looking forward to that. Anyways, enjoy the rest of your weekend, and thanks for joining me. If you like the video, hit the like button. If you haven't subscribed already, subscribe, and we'll talk to you again next time. Bye for now.